We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. This is Scholar Tarek, flying solo this week because Scholar Jeff is planning for his wedding and Scholar Brian said, I am not driving in this storm, you are out of your goddamn mind. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just recovering from a little cold, so my voice isn't exactly 100% this week. But it's Clash of Champions weekend, and we got a pay-per-view to predict. So, excuse me. So I'm going to just go ahead and dive right into it and give the predictions, starting with the pre-show, the kickoff match with Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. And I like what they're doing video packaging-wise with this one. I'm a little surprised, to say the least, of the fact that they weren't on the go-home show. It's obvious that they're going to be pushing Mojo Rawley with this heel turn, so I'm going to go Mojo Rawley for the win. Pretty much everything he's saying is true. Zack Ryder is kind of dead weight at this point. Not even just for Mojo Rawley, for all of WWE. I'm sorry, I was a big fan of the guy, not anymore. I don't know if that's just because that's how Vince planned it. Oh, we're just going to make this guy lose and lose constantly. But hell, when he was the big deal, when it's Z True Long Island Story, he still was kind of not main event level, or not. I wouldn't say main event level, just being an actual draw. At least not in Vince's eyes. And I guess I'm kind of being brainwashed into this. Kind of a hypocritical thing for me to say, since last week I was calling Scholar Brian out on the fact that he was slowly turning on Finn Balor, and although he denies it, I'm still calling him out on that. He's slowly turning on Finn Balor. But that's Raw. This is a SmackDown Live event. Yeah, Mojo Rawley is going to take the win on this one. It'll probably be a good 7 to 10 minute match. Nothing big's going to come out of it other than hopefully Mojo Rawley looking strong. And it's so funny that I say that because another sort of hypocrisy on my end, how I was completely all over how much I didn't like Mojo, because it was probably because of how he was being pushed as kind of like another version of Zack Ryder. Hopefully this heel turn gives him something completely different. He's not just a evil hype bro, if you will. Well, I guess that's all I can really say about the kickoff match. Mojo for the win. Now on to the actual event itself. Got to pull up the card here because I'm so unprepared for this shit. First, we're going to start with the United States Championship. Baron Corbin, the champion, versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match. And I guess this one's not really that hard. Baron Corbin is still trying to be pushed as a good top mid-card star on the SmackDown roster. And I always thought Bobby Roode is pretty much the perfect person to be his rival in the build for WrestleMania. And as much as I love Dolph Ziggler and I want him to actually gain something at this point in his career, I think he was just put in this match to be the pin guy. I hate to say that. I really do. I hope that's not really the case, but it most likely is the case. Baron Corbin is going to take this one. I guess it could be just a clean victory because Baron Corbin, I guess, kind of needs clean victories at this point. Yeah, Dolph's just going to take the pin and they're going to start building up to Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode for WrestleMania. Alright, next up, we're going to go in a non-title match for Clash of Champions, go figure, with Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers in a tag team match. Clear as day who's going to win this one. Ooh, excuse me. The Bludgeon Brothers are being pushed to the stars and beyond with their repackaging. I love it. I love what they're doing with Harper and Rowan. I don't think it's going to be a complete squash, but who am I kidding? It probably will be a complete squash. Just to have them continue rising in the ranks of the tag team division on SmackDown. So yeah, Bludgeon Brothers taking this one hands down. Alright, back to a title match. We're going to go with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Team Championships, which the defending Usos will face against the New Day, Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, or as I like to call American Beta. Well, I guess that's what a lot of people like to call him, but moving on. And Rusev and Aiden English. I love Rusev and Aiden English were actually put in this match. I love what they're doing. I love that every day is Rusev Day. Hopefully this actually gets him in a better position than he was the past year. This is actually the hardest match for me when I was coming down with these predictions, because it's actually really just down to two choices. The New Day don't really need it right now. They're good on their own. And Rusev and Aiden English, I believe, back to the Dolph Ziggler argument, that they're just put in there to be the fall guys. Excuse me again. So it's a toss-up between Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable and the Usos. And this really is a tough one for me. Because I actually did make my decision for this prediction, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm like pen on paper type deal. It's more pencil. I could easily erase it. I'm gonna be a little different on this one. I'm gonna give Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable the win on this one. Only because they were getting such big momentum when they actually first formed as this tag team, and I feel like they kind of lost that momentum, especially with them being involved with New Day and Usos right after the New Day Usos series of matches against each other. And if anything, have them be transitional champions. Usos could easily win it back at Royal Rumble and build to, hopefully, for WrestleMania, the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Because I even remember Usos versus Harper and Rowan when they were members of the Wyatt family, and I always loved their matches together. So that's a WrestleMania quality match, like on the lower card. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for Benjamin and Gable, because I feel like they need this momentum back, even if it's, like I said, just for a month, for a transitional period. They just need to be put in a position where they need to be like shown as a legit threat for the tag team division, and a month with the titles is perfectly good for them. I could be wrong. Could be just the Usos because they're the Usos. But I digress. I'm going to stick with my guns here, and I'm going to pick Benjamin and Gable. Now, actually, so I'm going to go with the Lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's Championship with Charlotte Flair versus Natalya. I'm just gonna go for it and just say Charlotte wins this Lumberjack match, and because Carmella's already out there, and there's obviously going to be some sort of chaos with the Riot Squad. There, I finally said it right. Yeah, there's going to be some form of chaos in this. Charlotte's going to get distracted, and Carmella's going to take her opportunity and cash in and be SmackDown Women's Champion in the build for WrestleMania, so Charlotte can have her WrestleMania moment and win it back. There you go. That's what I think is Charlotte's plan for WrestleMania. And that's really all I got. The women's division on both shows actually are kind of weak for me, so nothing really else to say. I'm not a big fan of the women's storylines. Now we're on to the final two matches, which I'll go with the non-title match just because the big title should main event this pay-per-view, but honestly, I think this match is going to be the one to close the show. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan as special guest referees. And if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens lose, they are fired from all of WWE. Not just SmackDown, all of WWE. Dun, dun, dun. I think it's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going to take this one. Although, to be fair, this isn't the first time they're going to have people fired from WWE and still show up on WWE programming. John Cena. But I can see this as this is going to be the most storyline-driven match. It's going to be great wrestling, but it's going to be more storyline-driven, especially with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. People are thinking, oh, Daniel Bryan put himself in. He's going to turn heel. He's going to cost Orton and Nakamura. He's going to help Owens and Sami Zayn. For me, I actually don't think that's going to happen. If there is any authority figure that's going to be turning heel at this point, excuse me, let me get some power that is the clear liquid. My bet is on Shane McMahon doing some heel tactics to try and get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to lose. But Daniel Bryan's being the straight man. He's like, what are you doing? You got to give them a fair chance. And Shane making this a personal vendetta because he's a McMahon, damn it. And I could just see him using that McMahon-ism to go do whatever it takes to take down his enemy. Like father, like son, I guess. And they can have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn use the McMahon-isms to their advantage. Maybe egg Shane on to get him angry. Daniel Bryan will try and hold him back. Shane's getting angry, pushes Daniel aside, and Randy Orton might go for an attack on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens moves out of the way, accidentally knocks out Shane. Randy Orton's like, oh my god, what have I done? And Kevin Owens just turns him around to running powerbomb, and Daniel will have no choice and just count 1, 2, 3, and that's how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will win this. That's what I think will happen. Or no matter what that particular story outcome will be, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be the ones stealing the win. Well, not stealing the win, and proving themselves to be the best tag team in all of SmackDown. At least that's what they'll claim. That's what they're already claiming. And finally, we got the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal. I want AJ Styles to win. I'm picking AJ Styles. No more Jinder champion. I don't want to be going to my first SmackDown showing December 19th to have Jinder Mahal be champion. AJ Styles, all the way. He's going to be the champion going in. Hopefully that's what we're all going to get, and we're all going to be very happy about that. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for Clash of Champions, the final pay-per-view of 2017, and hopefully it'll be a very good one. I really wasn't that intrigued at first, but with the matches, all the matches officially announced, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued of what they're going to do. And if you're wondering what Scholar Jeff and Scholar Brian's predictions will be, they will be posted on our Scholars of Wrestling Facebook page. I guess I'm just really saying that so you people can be like, oh, I'm intrigued. Let's go to the Scholars of Wrestling page and, follow their page. Cheap plug. And those are my predictions. And now it's time to hear what you, the audience, think. What are your predictions for the WWE Clash of Champions network event? I can't say pay-per-view event because it's not on pay-per-view. The network event. Will AJ Styles be WWE champion going into WrestleMania? Will Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn still have their jobs? If you like what you hear, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to follow us on our Twitter machines. The show itself at ScholarsOW. You can follow me at The Avataric. You can follow Scholar Jeff at I'm Robbie Rage. And you can follow Scholar Brian at Atomic Beanpole. And follow us on Facebook. Already did that. And thank you all for listening. Enjoy Clash of Champions.